Welcome to our deep dive into the enchanting world of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit.
Oh, it's a classic.
It really is.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover why this book has captivated readers for generations.
I think it speaks to that universal yearning for adventure.
Yes, that potential for self-discovery that's, kind of dormant in all of us.
Even the most ordinary individuals, like Bilbo Baggins.
Right, like Bilbo. So tell me, what makes him such an unlikely hero?
Well, at the beginning of the book, you find Bilbo living a very comfortable and predictable life at Bag End.
Okay, so very settled.
He's a creature of habit, loves his routines, enjoys a good pipe,
That doesn't sound very heroic.
and avoids anything remotely resembling an adventure.
He sounds more like a homebody than a hero.
But there's more to him than meets the eye.
I bet.
Bilbo has this Tookish ancestry.
Ah, yes.
A family known for their adventurous spirit and occasional forays into the wider world.
That's right.
And this heritage plays a key role in his transformation throughout the story.
It's almost like that predisposition for adventure is just waiting to be awakened.
Precisely.
And that's where Gandalf comes in.
Exactly. Gandalf acts as the catalyst for Bilbo's transformation.
Ah, yes. Gandalf.
He sees that potential for adventure, even if Bilbo doesn't recognize it himself.
Right.
Gandalf arrives at Bag End one morning, looking for someone to share in an adventure, and Bilbo, bless his heart, innocently offers him tobacco.
I love that.
It's almost comical how Gandalf manipulates Bilbo into hosting this company of 13 dwarves.
Led by Thorin Oakenshield.
Led by Thorin Oakenshield.
Can you imagine the disruption to Bilbo's peaceful hobbit hole?
13 boisterous dwarves. Oh, it's a recipe for chaos.
I bet.
And it forces Bilbo out of his comfort zone and really sets the stage for his unexpected journey.
It's that call to adventure we were talking about. And the dwarves are on a pretty significant quest.
They are indeed.
Thorin Oakenshield is determined to reclaim his people's treasure from Smaug the Magnificent.
The fearsome dragon.
A fearsome dragon who has taken up residence in the Lonely Mountain.
It's not just about material wealth, though.
Right.
It's about reclaiming their homeland, their heritage.
It's that, deeper meaning.
Exactly.
So they need a burglar, even one as inexperienced as Bilbo.
Even as inexperienced as Bilbo.
And as soon as they set out, they encounter a series of challenges that test Bilbo's courage and resourcefulness.
Almost immediately, like their encounter with the trolls.
Oh yes, the trolls. William, Bert, and Tom. What can you tell us about those three?
They're your classic trolls, dim-witted, greedy, and obsessed with roasted meat.
Tolkien has one of them saying, mutton yesterday, mutton today, and blimey if it don't look like mutton again tomorrow.
That's right.
It's great.
You can practically hear their gruff voices and smell the cooking fire.
It's so vivid.
But they're not just comical figures.
No.
They're incredibly dangerous. It's a stark contrast to Bilbo's peaceful life at Bag End.
So he gets a real taste of the perils
Exactly.
that await him on this journey.
Absolutely. And luckily, Gandalf is there to save the day, using his wits and magic.
He turns the trolls to stone by sunrise.
Exactly. It really highlights those magical elements.
That are woven throughout the story.
And foreshadows his role as protector and guide.
Throughout their journey.
That's a great point.
Tolkien really blends the ordinary with the extraordinary.
He does.
This world feels, familiar and fantastical all at the same time.
And speaking of blending the ordinary with the extraordinary, let's talk about what the company finds in the Troll's Cave.
Okay.
The elven swords, Orcrist, and Glamdring.
They sound pretty important.
Oh, they are. These ancient blades possess incredible power and history, imbued with magic. They even glow blue in the presence of orcs.
Oh.
And their ornate scabbards and jeweled hilts hint at their significance.
Okay, so not just any old swords.
Not at all. It's like they were waiting there, almost like a gift from the past, preparing them for the battles ahead.
And they provide the dwarves with, weapons worthy of their quest.
They do, and in a way, symbolize the ancient forces at play in this world.
It's amazing how those seemingly small details,
It's one of the things that makes The Hobbit so captivating.
they can hold so much weight and meaning in the story. And of course, we have to mention another pivotal encounter early in the journey.
Which is?
Bilbo's meeting with Gollum
Ah, Gollum.
in the dark tunnels beneath the Misty Mountains.
Such a fascinating character.
He is.
His long isolation and obsession with the One Ring have twisted him into this wretched creature.
It's a chilling image.
And you find him living on this slimy island in an underground lake.
A setting that reflects his own miserable existence emphasizes the darkness and danger lurking beneath the surface.
And it's here in this creepy setting that Bilbo finds himself in a life-or-death riddle game.
With Gollum.
A battle of wits that not only saves Bilbo's life, but also introduces the concept of the One Ring and its power of invisibility.
Wow.
And this seemingly simple game ends up having these profound implications.
Foreshadowing the epic events of The Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. It's brilliant, really, how Tolkien plants these seemingly small seeds.
That blossoms into something much larger later on.
Exactly. And through these encounters with the trolls, with Gollum, even in the dark forest of Mirkwood,
Oh yes, Mirkwood.
you start to see Bilbo truly transform.
How so?
Well, he's constantly being forced to tap into a well of courage and resourcefulness
see.
that he never knew he had. He's making difficult decisions, facing his fears.
He has to grow up.
He even shows compassion for others.
It's a real journey of self-discovery for him.
Absolutely. He goes from being a timid hobbit who faints at the sight of swords to someone who can stand up to a dragon.
It's remarkable.
Now, speaking of Smaug, let's talk about this magnificent dragon for a moment.
Okay.
Tolkien's description of him is just incredible.
I remember this massive, fire-breathing dragon with impenetrable armor.
Made of scales and gems.
Right. And being described as cunning and greedy.
It's utterly terrifying.
To say the least.
Smaug is the ultimate personification of greed and destruction. He's hoarded the dwarves' treasure for centuries.
Just reveling in his power and wealth.
Tolkien describes his lair as being filled with an untidy litter of plunder, and all sorts, from brass buttons to pots full of gold coins.
Wow.
It really paints a vivid picture of his avarice.
It does. And Bilbo, this supposed burglar, has to face this terrifying creature.
It's a classic David and Goliath scenario.
It is.
And he does it with such surprising courage and wit. Their encounter becomes this battle of words.
I see.
As much as a test of Bilbo's bravery. He manages to even spot a weak spot in Smaug's armor. A bare patch on his chest. This seemingly small detail that ends up having huge implications later on.
It's a good reminder that even the smallest of us can make a difference.
Absolutely.
And that intelligence can be just as valuable as brute strength.
Bilbo's quick thinking throughout the story is often what saves the day. But it's not just Bilbo's individual journey that's important here. The theme of friendship and loyalty also plays a significant role.
Yes.
Throughout their adventures, you see Bilbo forming these deep bonds with the dwarves.
And those bonds are put to the test, especially when the Arkenstone comes into play.
Exactly. The Arkenstone, this precious heirloom of the dwarves, becomes a symbol of greed and division.
Especially for Thorin Oakenshield.
Especially for Thorin. His obsession with reclaiming it jeopardizes the entire quest.
It highlights the dangers of prioritizing material wealth over these bonds of friendship and loyalty.
It's a cautionary tale, really.
That's still relevant today. Thorin's actions serve as a stark reminder that true wealth lies in the connections we forge with others.
Well said.
And despite the challenges, the dwarves' loyalty to each other and to Bilbo ultimately shines through.
It does.
Think about Dory saving Bilbo from the giant spiders in Mirkwood.
Or the dwarves standing by Thorin, even when his obsession with the Arkenstone threatens to tear them apart.
It's powerful.
Those moments of selflessness and camaraderie are incredibly powerful. They show that true friendship can endure even the most difficult trials.
They do. And in the end, those bonds are what help Bilbo survive his unexpected journey.
He starts out alone, but returns home surrounded by friends.
With this newfound appreciation for the world and his place in it, of course, we can't forget about that epic battle of 5 armies that erupts near the end of the book.
Oh, it's massive! Dwarves, men, elves, eagles, goblins.
Tolkien really showcases his skill in world building.
He does.
This sprawling, chaotic battle.
This intricate web of alliances and rivalries, forcing characters to choose sides.
And fight for what they believe in.
And in the end, despite the losses and sacrifices, good triumphs over evil. Smaug's defeated, the dwarves reclaim their treasure.
And Bilbo returns home a changed hobbit. But he doesn't come home unscathed.
Right. The Hobbit is a coming-of-age story, but it's also a reminder that growth often comes at a price.
That's true.
Bilbo learns that adventure isn't all fun and games.
There are their consequences.
There's real danger, real loss, real consequences to his actions.
But he learns the value of courage and loyalty.
Absolutely.
And the importance of stepping outside one's comfort zone. He returns home, I think, with a newfound understanding of himself and the world around him.
Precisely. And that's what makes The Hobbit such a timeless classic, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It speaks to that universal desire for adventure, the
Yes.
importance of human connection, and that transformative power of facing our fears.
I think it's a story that resonates with readers of all ages. It prompts us to reflect on our own journeys
It does.
and the hidden strengths we might discover along the way. It really makes you think, what would your own unexpected journey look like? What dragons might you face? What treasures might you find?
That's the beauty of The Hobbit, isn't it?
It is.
It invites you to consider those questions, to embrace the unknown, and to believe that even the most ordinary of us can achieve extraordinary things.
It's inspiring. And I think that's why The Hobbit has endured for so long. It's a story that speaks to, well, the adventurer in all of us,
It does.
reminding us that there's magic to be found in the world if we're brave enough to seek it out.
And to remember the importance of friendship and loyalty.
Yes,
And a good cup of tea when you return home.
always.
After all, even the greatest adventures are best shared with friends.
Couldn't agree more. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend picking up a copy of The Hobbit and discovering the magic of Middle-earth for yourself.
You won't regret it.
You won't regret it. Who knows? Maybe you'll even find yourself embarking on an unexpected journey of your own.
Indeed, there's a whole world waiting to be discovered out there.
And that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us as we explored the wonders of The Hobbit.